Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 22nd. It's October. It's 2025. And I have been out in the desert for the last several days, videotaping things, getting my mind right, kind of being out in the desert. You know what I mean? The desert. By yourself, alone, and under the starry skies. Now, recently on Patreon, I posted this. And it was something crazy that I caught in the sky. And I said, please don't share this because I was going to make a video out of this. And it was this insane object. I saw this in broad daylight in a sky with no clouds, none whatsoever at all. So I whip out I walk outside, I look straight up at a sky with no clouds, and I see this object, which is tiny. It's absolutely tiny. And the first thing I thought was, is it a pelican or a skydiver, or is it, an airplane? Once I got the camera on it, I realized that this was something crazy. So as you can see right here, it's a tiny speck in the sky, and that's what caught my attention. I walked outside, I looked straight up at it, and I ran over and grabbed my camera. And I'm watching this thing through the camera, and it appears to be breathing and such. So that's crazy. And then the best thing, or not the best thing, is that while I'm videotaping it, I videotaped it on automatic on my P950. I put it on the moon setting. I wanted to make sure that this thing was legit and that I locked onto it. And then when I got out to the desert that night, I was tired. It was dark, and I grabbed a couple of frames from it and I put them on Patreon, and I sent them to a couple of my key people. And sadly, it turns out that that little speck was actually a deflated high-altitude balloon. And the author of Confusion in Christianity, 𝗷𝗡𝗧𝗘𝗏, that's not his real name, but whatever, discovered it. And what he discovered is it had writing on it. Now, I hadn't blown this up at all. I had just sent frames. And it turns out that this thing that looked like it was breathing and it had a tail and so forth, and it was the only object in the sky. There was nothing else in the sky. I mean, not a chemtrail, not a cloud, not an airplane. Just that little tiny speck. I walk outside, I look straight up at it, and I grab my camera. So for those that wanted to know, that was it. It was all a big nothing. And when I tell you that that was all a big nothing, I didn't think it was a UFO. I thought it was an entity of some sort, because you've got things like this still going on. I'm not hating, I'm warning you, because I didn't start this channel ever to be popular, famous, or wealthy, and I'm none of those things. But I will be damned if I watch somebody that's got 500,000 subscribers every single solitary day promoting propaganda that the mainstream is putting out. And that's what this dude is doing. He's been at this as long as I have, and he should damn well know better. If you're not awake by now, stop making videos. And if you can't stop making videos, at least stop promoting complete and utter lies like this.
This is 𝗷𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗘𝗟𝗏, and we've got an interesting move being made.
You knew it was going to be him, right? You knew it, but what are you going to do?
Here by NASA and other space agencies around the world, or those places that are in control of these telescopes, as they've literally launched this Minor Planet Center bulletin that says that the IAWN is launching a campaign on November 27th through January 27th. This campaign will target 3i-Atlas. And to be clear, this is not a Reddit rumor. This is not a 4chan leak. This is straight from the IAU, connected to the University of Harvard, the University of Harvard, the University of Harvard.
You know, the University of Harvard that brought us things like Operation Solar Shield. But since then, they've shut it down. They've shut down their experiment of geoengineering. They've shut it down. And, you know, Harvard's also known for other things. Let me think. What's the other thing?
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
on.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee.
Let me just remind you of one thing. When he said the number 322, George Bush said, well, he's not the nominee, meaning the number 322 is a person. You see what I'm saying?
I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. But
at any rate, let me get back to what I was originally talking about. But you know what I think of Harvard University and NASA, two of the biggest lying agencies on the planet, which means a plane, on Earth, and Dabu's pushing out this nonsense.
I've got official links here and everything. You can go read it for yourself. But they say that on behalf of NASA's International Asteroid Warning Network, the same group that coordinates global tracking in planetary defense situations, they say that this is happening for the first time in history, as this object that looks wild as it gets, 3i-Atlas, has been formally enrolled into this planetary defense level observation campaign.
Did you hear that? Planetary observation campaign. Ooh, that's crazy. Crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. But here's the deal. They're pushing this. They're pushing this really, really hard. I'm hearing about 3i-Atlas way more than I ever wanted to. And I really didn't expect 15, 20-year veterans of the truth community pushing their agenda. We've been talking about this since day one. We knew they were going to do something like this, and now that they're doing it, you're going to get on their side and pretend that it's a real thing. It's a real thing. This is unbelievable to me, but here we are. Here we are. It breaks my heart, because with 500,000 subscribers, if you were actually telling the real truth, if you actually preached Jesus resurrected and the actual biblical cosmology of the earth, none of this would make any difference. The reason I pushed the book Confusion in Christianity so hard is because I was talking about the actual shape of the earth. This shows you how God and all the prophets completely lay it out. It's undeniable. And when you know what the actual shape of the earth is, you can't be fooled by this. You know that this is nothing more than man using signs and wonders in the sky against us. I told you this before, I'll tell you this again. I looked up, do this for yourself, do this thought experiment for yourself, okay? If you wanted to do a hologram projection or a laser projection, if you wanted to make the sky or a piece of the sky into a movie screen, what would you need to inject into the atmosphere? Barium, strontium, aluminum. And I told you 12 years ago that barium and aluminum equal bail. Baal. These guys are Baal worshippers, which all just whittles down to the devil, all right? Let's just keep it simple for that one little topic. But here's the deal. We are going into some bad waters right now. Mexico has gone with the digital ID. The UK, with almost 3 million citizens instantaneously pushing back against the digital ID. Nope. And then suddenly, the other day, Amazon goes down. Amazon goes down and takes all sorts of websites with it, including banks, cell phones, websites, etc. Testing. Attention, please. That's what they're doing. And you need to be ready for this. Tomorrow, I'm going to make a video, a very short, very concise video explaining the digital ID. And I'm going to leave you a link. And you can send it to every single solitary one of your favorite large content creators to get the message, because we need to get the message out. All these channels with 17 million, 5 million, 2 million subscribers, you know what they're talking about? Each other. That's it. Drama, each other, video games, nonsense. This shit is happening right now. Major moves. This is everything we ever talked about, all coming together at one time. The digital ID, the digital dollar, the social credit system, and then all of a sudden we've got aliens coming from outer space. And there's one dude that's been promoting this since day one. He works at Harvard, and he is a Jew.
Talking about this individual, 𝗷𝗓𝗠𝗏. Now, if you don't know who 𝗷𝗓𝗏 is, his real name is Abraham Loeb, and he is a Harvard professor. He is the one to basically get the ball rolling.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America?
He is the one to basically get the ball rolling when it comes to the Three-Eye Atlas possibly being hostile aliens. It all started with him. He is also the same individual with his team that decided that the Three-Eye Atlas weighs exactly 33 billion tons, and not just that, it has a mass loss rate of 330 pounds. So I just wonder where he came up with those very interesting numbers, but I said in that video that I do not trust this man. There's something about him I do not trust. Something about him I do not trust. And it's not the simple fact that he's just trying to get fame and attention off of the Three-Eye Atlas, but there's something about him that he's playing a role in this agenda. And well, my suspicions confirmed to be true when I searched his name, Abraham Loeb, in World Economic Forum, that he's actually an agenda contributor for the World Economic Forum. And we do know that the World Economic Forum, including the United Nations, has an agenda of their own, the 2030 One World Government Agenda. So now that we have the World Economic Forum at play here, this goes much deeper. So this turns my attention to a very recent interview with Abraham Loeb, where he said this.
It will pass closest to the sun on October 29th, 2025. I got a text message the other day from someone who said that he is trading options on the volatility of the market with an expiration date of October 29th in order to make money. And I immediately thought that I don't know if there will be meaning to money if this object turns out to be technological after October 29th. If you want to take a vacation, take it before that date, because who knows what will happen.
So the WEF agenda contributor said, take your last vacation before October 29th. Money may be useless before October 29th because of whatever may be revealed with the Three-Eye Atlas. Now, this whole Three-Eye Atlas stuff could just be a big nothing, which technically it is. It's not aliens from another planet. But I wouldn't put it past the World Economic Forum to be a part of this whole false flag alien invasion agenda. And I wouldn't doubt that anytime between then and December, or even possibly 2026, that they're going to go ahead and say that the Three-Eye Atlas was some kind of probe and it beamed a message to Earth. They were able to decipher it that aliens will be coming. They will be arriving to get ready. I always go back to what this individual said, Geordie Rose, the father of D-Wave, supposedly, about aliens coming to Earth, and we had to get ready.
So, I'm the President of the United States. So I received this message from the heavens. So my microwave dish, my SETI dish, finally captures something. And what it says is, in 50 years, or 13 years, we're coming to your planet. You gotta be ready. Now just imagine what would happen if that happened. A super intelligent alien race beamed down a message to all of us Earthlings saying, we're coming July 13th, 2030, and boy, you better be ready because the mothership is landing right on the front lawn of the White House or wherever you wanted to land on that day.
Now, I'm sure you all remember me putting up video after video after video after video after video of Geordie Rose, the money man behind D-Wave, the quantum computer. The quantum computer that literally cracked the code to allow them to have 24/7 interface, 24/7 information relay with other dimensional beings that God put a firmament around. And we weren't supposed to be able to contact, and they've contacted them. And this is the result. That video is very, very old. Actually, in that video, my old co-host, Anthony Patch, was on the board behind Geordie, and he was like, these people think we're trying to open the bottomless pit. Well, you are. Now, people are like, you called out Minutes of Horror. I did. I called out Minutes of Horror, but before I called out Minutes of Horror a long time ago, I actually was using his videos and leaving links and saying, this dude is on it. My only concern with him was he wasn't returning I couldn't get a hold of him, and I was getting pissed off. And I was getting pissed off because somehow Minutes of Horror managed to get around a shadow ban, and he's on the algorithm. He's saying everything I've been saying for the last few years, except he was leaving out the one main thing that I couldn't stand. You can't talk about all these things without talking about good and evil. Well, since then, he's come around. He is a believer in God, and he does realize all this stuff is nonsense. That's all I wanted. Because believe it or not, this isn't entertainment. This is a job. This sucks. It's a job where I don't get paid. You know what I mean? Warning other people of what's coming is incredibly important. You know what I'm saying? The more, the merrier. You know? We're going to have to make a stand, and you're not going to be able to be anonymous, people. Sorry. And chances are, well, actually, you're not. You're not anonymous. There's too many cameras everywhere. Everyone knows who everyone is. I get that. But the goal here is they're going to keep pushing things down our throat until we fight. They want us to stand up. And that leaves us in a little bit of a conundrum. What do? Sit back and just let them lock us out of our lives that we've built for ourselves on Earth? These people are putting us in a digital prison with carbon taxes, carbon footprints, all this stuff. They have no right to do this. They're supposed to be the government elected by the people that take care of the roads, that take care of the homeless, that take care of problems with society, streetlights, defense, things like that. They don't do that. And they've decided that they can do whatever they want. After COVID, literally, I told you about COVID before it was even a thing. I told you about the vaccine and what it was going to do. More people that took the vaccine died than people that didn't take the vaccine at all. And as a matter of fact, I never got an email from anybody that said one of their family members died because they listened to me and they didn't take the vaccine. On the other side of that spectrum, I can't believe how many stories I've had over the last 5 years of people that took the vaccines and died of heart attack, blood clots, strokes, or death. I guess death would be death. It is what it is. I'm on the 4th floor of a parking garage hoping I could get a signal, and I did. At any rate, I wanted to put that video out there real quick. This is coming, this is crushing, and we're going to have to do something. And here's the deal. Find others like yourself. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing. I meet people face to face, okay? Lots of people have heeded my warnings over the years because it's obvious. The timetable, it's a little messed up, but guess what? 2025, we knew it was going to drop, and it is. 2030 is endgame. But that we're not guaranteed that time in between whatsoever at all. I mean, Amazon just shut down. Testing again. They don't do that for no reason whatsoever at all. They keep saying that everything gets knocked out because of hackers, so quickly we got to put everything on digital. F you. You're not taking, you know what I mean? There's no way in the world, and they know this. They know that we're going to fight, and they know that at the end, all of us killing each other is exactly what they need to bring the New World Order up. They need massive blood sacrifices, and how ridiculous would it be that we are the sacrifices that they use to enslave the rest of us? At any rate, Richie from Boston. I'll leave links below. For now, I'm out.